Hello guys, welcome back. So in the last lecture we have done how to reduce a block diagram to a signal flow graph, and now in this video what we are going to do Mason's gain formula. So here the Mason gains formula is given. By looking at the formula, or if I'm gonna start teaching you each parameter, you won't understand. So we are gonna do a sum which will help you understand it easily. But before that, only the few things that you have to remember, that is I. The I are the number of this I am talking about. These are the number of forward paths. These are the represents number of forward paths, and this determinant, the determinant has a formula that is 1 minus number of loops plus minus then again a plus number of two untouched loops and then minus number of three untouched loops. So this is the formula for the determinant. Now what we are going to do, we are going to solve a sum. Then you are going to understand all these parameters and how it works. So let's take a sum. So here this is the sum. Now the first thing that I have told you, that you have to find, or you must know I, the very basic thing. So I means the number of forward path. Now what is a forward path? The forward path is a path from the input towards the output. Now it can be any path, but the path should not break in between and it should go from input to the output. So here you can see G1, G2, the third gain G3 and G4. This should have been in this direction. G1, G2, G3, G4, and these are going from input RS to CS. So this is the first forward path. Now there's another forward path, that is G1, G2, G8. This is the second forward path. So the number of forward paths in this sum are 2. So we are going to write I is equals to 2. Now in the formula it is given Fi. So there will be 2 forward paths. So now what are those 2 forward paths? So we are going to write it as F1 and F2. Here summation sign is there. So it will be, I will be from 1 to 2. So it will be F1 and F2. Now we have to find the gain, the full gain of these 2 forward paths. So starting from RS, the gain of the first forward path will be G1, G2, G3, G4, and the total gain will be multiple of this, so it will be G1, G2, G3, G4. This will be the gain of the first forward path. Now we have to find F2, the second forward path, the gain of the second forward path. So the gain of the second forward path will be G1, G2 and this G8. So I am gonna write G1, G2, G8. Now another important thing, in the formula of determinant I have told you it's 1 minus number of loops, or you can say the sum of the number of loops, and here also the sum. Here it will be the sum of number of 2 untouched loops. So now we have to find the sum of, or first we have to find the number of loops. So we are going to find the number of loops and then we are going to add them. So what is a loop? The loop is a point from where the signal starts and ends. That means, like suppose this point here, in this point the the signal is going like this, that is G2, and G7 is again coming back. you can see. So this point is called as a loop. So G2, G7 will be one loop. So we are going to write L1, the first loop, and we are going to write G2, G7. This is our first loop. Now there are more loops. Now you can see even here as well. It's G3, G4 and G8. But it is not a loop because it is not, see, it is G3, G4 and it is not coming back to this point. It is G3, G4 and even G8 is going in that direction. This is not the loop. But you can see here G6 is starting and ending on the same point. So that will be, the second loop will be G6. Now here you might have observed there is another loop G2, G3 and this is going back to this point. So this point has another loop, that is, let's write it as L3, that will be G2, G3, G5. This is the third loop. Now you can see there is one more loop G2, G3, G4 and again this G9 is going back. So the fourth loop that we can write will be G2, G3, G4 and the one of the feedback loop that is going back, that is G9. This is the fourth loop. Now if you observe carefully, there is, if you want, you may pause the video. There is one more loop which is a very tricky one. So to find it, you have to observe carefully. Now look, here G1, G2, this G8 is going here and then again this is going here, G9. So even this path that I am talking about, this G2, from G2 here G8 and then this point is again going back over here. So this whole thing is a loop. It is starting and ending on the same loop. So we can write L5 as G2, G8, G9. So these are the 5 loops that we have found out. Now what we have to do, we have to find the number of, here it was given the sum of number of 2 untouched loops. So now we have to find 2 untouched loops. So look at all the loops that is given here. So among them, who do you think are the 2 untouched loops? If you want, you can pause the video and tell. So the 2 untouched loops are this G6 which is going here and G2, G7, the L1 loop and the L2 loop. These are the 2 untouched loops. So I can write the 2 untouched loop over here as 2 untouched loops over here as L12 and its total gain will be G2, G7 and G6. These are the 2 untouched loops. Now can you find 3 untouched loops? 3 untouched loops is not possible. There are only 2 untouched loops. There are no 3. See, because G6 is here, it is touching this loop, it is touching this loop, even G2, G7 is touching this loop and vice versa. So only 2 untouched loops can be found out. And now we have to find the value of the determinant, that is 1 minus the number of loops, the sum of these loops that we know and the sum of 2 untouched loops. So here there is only 1 untouched loop, so it will 1 minus sum of all these loops plus these loops. So now let me write, I'm gonna write it over here, that is 1 minus the sum of all the loops. So sum of all the loops, so it will be G2, G7, plus G6 plus G2, G3, G5, and here I am gonna write it here, so it will be G2, G3, G5, then G2, G3, G4, G9 plus the last one, that is the fifth one, that will be G2, G8, G9. 1 minus the sum of loops plus minus and then plus the number of the sum of the two non-touching loops. So the sum of two non-touching loops, so there is only one, so I am gonna write it as G2, G7, G6. So this is the value of the determinant. Okay, now what we have to do, here they have given Fi determinant times Fi determinant times I. So we have to find the value of the first determinant, that will be written, I am gonna write it over here. Let's take this into a bracket. So now the value of the first determinant. Now how you have to find the value of the first determinant? For that you have to check that how many loops, you have to check that how many loops are actually touching the forward path F1. For this you have to find the number of loops that are touching the forward path F1. So now the forward path is G1, G2, G3, G4. Now we can see all these loops, this loop, this one, this loop, the G2, G7 one, all these loops are touching this forward path. So the value of this will be 1. Now what is the formula actually? The formula is 1 minus number of loops not touching, 1 minus number of loops not touching, 1 minus number of loops not touching F1 or the first forward path. So here the number of all the loops are touching, so there are no such loops which is not touching. So this will be 1 minus 0, which will give us 1. So we can write delta 1 as 1. Now we have to find the value of delta 2. Delta 2 means we will have to consider the second loop, that is F2. Now F2 is from G1, G2, G8. Now you can see this from here, this path to this path, and it is going this side. This is the second forward path F2. So you can see this G6, the G6 loop is there, it is not touching this path. See this path again, G1, G2, G8 and here 1. So this one is not touching it in any sense. So for this, the second determinant will be written as 2, will be written as minus number of non-touching loops of the forward path F2. So here G6 is not touching, so I can write this as 1 minus G6. This is the value of the second determinant that we have found out. So if you are going to look back at the formula again, we have found all the value. So as we had I is equals to 1, so this formula will be reduced as F1 first determinant plus F2 second determinant divided by the main determinant. So here I have written the formula And now let's substitute the value. So here F1 is G1, G2, G3, G4. The first determinant is 1. So F1 multiplied by 1 will be this only. And now plus the second forward path, that is G2, G1, G8. I'm talking about this now. This is the second forward path. This will be multiplied by the value which we have found out, that is 1 minus G6. Now this whole thing will be divided by the value of the determinant, that is given over here. Let me adjust it for you. This value will be written over here. So let me write this value. So finally this is the big answer that you're gonna get. See the denominator of this answer. This whole thing is the answer. So if you would have solved this sum by the block diagram reduction, it would have been very lengthy and the calculations would have been very tough. So that's why we use the signal flow graph and the Mason's gain formula to obtain the transfer function of the system. So I hope in today's lecture all your doubts regarding the Mason gain formula will be cleared, and if you want, in the next lecture we are going to do another sum related to this, so all your doubts and the whole concept will be more clear to you. Up till then, if you like the video, you may subscribe to the channel, you may give a thumbs up. Up till then, bye.